You're smelling fresh-baked right now, but is that loaf actually fresh? In the next 60 seconds, I'll show you how Walmart, Safeway, and Kroger turn frozen, pre-proofed dough into an artisan moment, complete with signs and that warm bread aroma. Here's the kicker. We'll pull apart labels, call out the shelf life boosters hiding in plain sight, and give you 3 dead simple tests to spot a real, short ingredient loaf before you spend $1. If you buy bread weekly, this saves you money, hype, and a mouthful of additives. That warm bakery breeze hits you before you even spot a baguette, because the store pipes the whole scene right to your nose. Let's start with the set design. Wood panel walls, faux hearth displays, gleaming glass cases, and those steam-injected ovens that hiss like they're doing the hard work. The truth is, they're staging an aroma you trust. You smell toast, your brain fills in fresh, and your cart drifts closer without a debate. But here's the kicker. Bake today, in big letters, often means thawed or par-baked dough that got a finish in the back, not a dough mixed, kneaded, and fermented on site. It's like reheating a pre-cooked meal and calling it home-cooked. The end looks right, the smell lands, the timing is perfect. The craft? Outsourced. Par baking is the backbone of the trick. A central plant does a partial bake, drops the temperature fast, ships the pale loaf far, and stores it until the moment is right. Then the store slides it into a steam oven to brown the crust and bloom that bakery smell. Steam tightens the surface so it shines, and the finished bake releases a cloud of fresh that sells the story. It's efficient, it's controlled, it reads artisan without requiring a baker. You see it in the texture. Take the glossy bagel that pulls apart like cotton. That tear tells you the dough never got a long rest. Short fermentation leaves flavor flat, and dough conditioners hold the structure that time should build. The chew is missing. The crumb stretches, then snaps thin. You get a sheen and a soft bite, but not the slow-developed strength you expect from a real boil and a patient rise. Stores script the timing. Timers beep, trays roll, bake-offs rotate on a loop so a new batch appears right as traffic peaks. The racks sit near the aisle that moves the most carts. You hear the oven door, you catch the wave of steam, and suddenly that $3 loaf feels like a treat. It's not an accident, it's a playbook. None of this makes the smell fake. It's real heat and real starch breaking down. It does mean the bake you're smelling is a finish line, not the whole race. Freshness is staged, not crafted. A start-to-finish bread will carry a deeper crust, a louder crack, and a crumb that holds together without rubber band bounce. Finished-baked bread favors uniform bubbles, soft crust hours after, and a sweetness that leans on added aids. We'll decode how to spot it before you buy. The clues hide in the fine print, how the flour reads, where the sugars sit, and which conditioners spell out the shelf life plan. Once you know the signals, you won't need the sign over the case to tell the truth. Now let's pull the curtain on the 10-day freshness booster shot hiding on the ingredient panel. If that baguette stays soft for a week and a half, something is doing the heavy lifting, and it is not time and flour. Let's start with how the system works. Major chains ship dough or par-baked loaves frozen, then finish them in-store. To keep that bread from going stale or moldy while it travels, thaws, bakes, and waits on a rack, they lean on a toolkit of chemical and natural mold blockers. The goal is simple: stretch life, keep the bite soft, and make the crust look alive. The real kicker shows up when you line up a rustic loaf next to a mass-market one. The first needs flour, water, salt, yeast. The second reads like a mini lab sheet with more than 20 items. You see emulsifiers, conditioners, and preservatives that all play a role. Each one adds a cushion, holds a bubble, or keeps fungus from moving in. Name the usual suspects so you can spot them fast. Calcium propionate pushes back mold. Mono and diglycerides help trap gas, so the crumb rises but stays even. Sodium stearyl lactylate strengthens dough and softens the final chew. Then there are natural stoppers, cultured dextrose and vinegar powders. They sound farm stand friendly, but they do the same job: slow growth, stretch days on the shelf, and keep the bag from turning spotty. Think of it like stuffing a couch. Yeast and time build structure. These additives add pillows. They keep air pockets from collapsing, make slices bend instead of break, and slow the staling that real bread shows within a day or two. That is why a soft loaf can ride a truck, sit in the back, get a finished bake, and still feel plush a week later. Industry playbooks back this pattern. Central plants mix and partially bake, chill fast, ship cold, and rely on those agents so the product survives the cycle from freezer to display. The process demands stability, so the formula's added. The aroma sells now, the formula protects later. Let's do a quick label walk. First glance: enriched flour up top means stripped grain with nutrients added back. Next, scan for sugars. corn syrup, honey, molasses, early on the list. Then hunt the conditioners, mono and diglycerides, sodium stearolactylate, datum, enzymes. If the front shouts artisan, flip it. If the back spells out conditioners and cultured acids, you are buying shelf life engineering dressed up as rustic. You might want to note store patterns we will hit next. Some lean hard on finish bake with glossy crusts. Others outsource dough to big commissaries, then pass it through steam ovens. A few were the longest labels while charging a premium for hearth style. So what is the takeaway? The 10-day trick is not a baker's slow ferment. It is chemistry plus logistics. Once you know the parts, frozen supply, mold stoppers, and crumb softeners, you can read the truth in 30 seconds. Now let's put it to work on 3 stores you know: Walmart, Safeway, and Kroger. Walk their aisles with a lie detector for labels, and the story changes fast. These 3 chains are different flavors of the same recipe. Frozen inputs rolled in on racks, a finished bake to brown the crust, and marketing that sells a cozy bakery vibe. The end result looks warm. The system is cold. Here's how you cut through it in under a minute. We'll run 3 quick field tests that separate real fresh from staged fresh, right there in your card hand. Test 1 is the ingredient audit. Flip the bag. Count the line items. When you blow past 8, you're not buying a baker's loaf, you're buying a formula. Spot the tells: dough conditioners, emulsifiers, and anything cultured. That language signals shelf life engineering. It's like putting training wheels on a bike and calling it race ready. Works for balance, not for speed. If artisan shouts on the front, but the back lists mono and diglycerides, sodium stearolactylate, or cultured dextrose, you've got the verdict. Test 2 is crust and crumb. Press the crust with a finger. If it dents like a sponge and crawls back slow, softeners did the talking. Now check the slice. Big, neat bubbles spread evenly across the crumb mean gas-holding additives did the lift, not time. Real fermentation leaves a mix, tight near the edge, open in the middle, and a chew that resists then yields. This one just bends. Test 3 is date and rotation. Read the sell-by. If the window stretches far out, that's preservation, not peak. Watch the racks early in the day. When they're stacked high and stay that way past lunch, you're looking at product built to last, not bread that needs to be eaten now. Now the store patterns. Walmart leans on a broad, baked fresh umbrella. That can mean reheated, par-baked, or finish-baked, all funneled through the same promise. Safeway dresses it up with rustic signs and wood trim, but the play is the same. Thaw and bake, seeds on top, enriched flour and softeners underneath. Kroger's private labels push fancy names and clean scoring, but the routine is mass commissaries, frozen dough, and steam injection to fake a long bake. Do the price-value check before the bag hits your cart. A premium label and a faux European name do not buy you better flour or longer ferment. Many times you pay extra for the same chemistry in a nicer coat. If you want better bread, you want fewer inputs and more time, not gold egg. The payoff is simple. With these 3 tests, you can spot the finished bake trap in under 30 seconds and skip the staged artisan moment. The warm smell and the clever sign can't hide a label, a spongy crust, or a sell-by that stretches a week. Now let's talk exits. Where to buy, what to buy, and swaps that actually taste like bread, not a lab's idea of soft. Real bread goes stale faster because it lives on time, not tricks. Short lists, a crust that talks back, a crumb that holds, not squishes. That is the benchmark. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who buys bread every week. It saves money and cuts the additives. Try one swap this week. Grab a local bakery sourdough, or pick a loaf with flour, water, salt, yeast, nothing else. Or bake once a month, slice, and freeze. You will taste the difference in the crackle, the chew, and the clean finish. No sweet, spongy afterglow.